Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Chantasama Day. We are here today again. We are what? Happy, 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 happy. Greetings and welcome to Chantasama Day. Thanks for joining. We are here today on what is this? Saturday? What are we? Friday? I think it is Friday. My grandmother's birthday. I told you that yesterday. Today is my paternal grandmother's birthday. Ah. We'll take a moment. Today is the day that my paternal grandmother, my dad, who planted the seed for me to be here, was born. Huldah Sewer. In the ancestral life, we give thanks for those that have gone ahead of us, that we may be pleased to learn about our ancestors that have gone before us and what they have left us with, a legacy and a literacy and a liberated, life. So we are embracing our ancestors today. My grandmother, Huldah Sewer. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for joining Chantasama Day. El Sue. Ah! I haven't seen you in so many, many times, but we are here today again. I'm sending out, the oils out. I'm going to make a trip to the post office soon. So, it's been cold. It's been cold. Very, very cold. So I'm thankful for today. I'm thankful that we can be I can gather together. Thanks for joining Chantasama Day, and thank you for liking this video. Thank you so much. It is really, so many things are going on, y'all. I don't know where to start. It's so many things are going on. I don't know where to start, don't know where to begin. But we have to begin at the beginning. At the beginning. We have to begin at the beginning. And in the beginning, there was what? The Word. And the Word became flesh, right? And it was done some wrong stuff too. So, the Word, as we come together for Chantasam, we're liberating the Word. So we take the pronouns out and we're liberating the Word, right? Where am I? I got a computer here, I got a computer there, I got all this stuff happening. So I wanted to start, I wanted to preface this psalm really with, let me get the psalm. Yeah, I'm going to preface this psalm. This psalm is, we're pouring out our complaints. So whatever your complaints are, we're pouring them out because we don't want them to fester inside of us. We want the complaints, the negative, to be out of our being, right? And the verse today speaks to that. Okay, so we're looking at a couple things today. Thanks for joining Chantasama Day. What? Your brother's car? Your father's brother car fell off the cliff in the VI? Oh my goodness, El Sue. I am just, oh my gosh. I have thought of those things happening, I am, oh my gosh, my kindness and love and all of it. I'm going to have to call you. I have a list of people to call that I haven't called yet. I've been so busy putting things together that I haven't been able to call, and that's not nice. So I'm going to give you a call, check on you. Your dad's brother's car. How is your dad's brother? That's the question. The material things, can be replaced, but a life is precious. So, yeah, I have a list of people to call that I have to get to. And anyway, the psalm today, the theme today, I should speak of. The theme today is about getting things out of your system, right? Getting things out. And when we look at getting things out, um, it'll allow us to shine. Oh my gosh, he passed. My condolences. Um, my condolences. Seriously. Uh I got a text message from someone in the Virgin Islands that Mr. Conrad Sutton, my love goes out to their family. He passed away. When was it? I think Sunday. Sunday, yeah. I got a message that Mr. Conrad Sutton, he has the Sutton Car Rentals. He passed away, and as well as Mr. Wade, who used to work at Public Works, he passed away. So, condolences to those who are survived the loss of a loved one. It is not an easy, thing. Okay. It's not easy to lose a loved one. So in the psalm today, it's very appropriate because it's about pouring out your complaint, pouring out yourself. This is Psalm 102, and it's, you're not hiding. You are coming into accountability. And in that accountability, righteousness is not far off, because righteousness is not going to hide that face of righteousness. I have to turn around this way. Move my fan over there. And when we look at the ability for pouring out the complaint, one of them, as somebody is on my live talking about, I complain against things that are white, not necessarily white people, but white. White sugar, white flour, white bread, white rice. And someone is on here about cocaine. Now, that is white, right? That's not something in my list of medicinal use, things. Cocaine is not something that is suggested in your journey. When that's something that you is your go-to, that needs to be examined. There's something underlining that you are not pouring out. So the psalm today is very appropriate for the one and only Nicole. Psalm 102. So pour out those traumas. Okay, childhood trauma is a serious thing. And sometimes those traumas lead people to deviant behaviors or hurtful or harmful behaviors to themselves. So it's very important that you kind of unpack, right? You unpack all of the things that have hurt you or that have caused you to not look at yourself as the royal person that you are, right? Now, in Psalm 102, it speaks of, and let me bring this over here. It speaks of listening. So listening is part of this, okay? Now, the one and only Nicole, your message is retracted for whatever reason, but this is not the type of environment for that type of messages. So this is a healing space. It's a space where we heal using literacy. So literacy, in other words, liberates, and minus the pronouns and minus all of the words that mean other things, that perpetuate a sound and a vibrational energy that's a low frequency words. So we are looking at high frequency. Hi, T baby. Hi, Alex. How are you? Thanks for joining Chantasama Day. Thanks for liking the video. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Alexa. So in Psalm 102 and in the verse today, coming from Galatians, and in our word today coming at us from dailyword.com, it's a shine. Thank you, Alexa, for joining, 36-year-old woman. You are so specific with your age. Okay, thanks for joining and welcome to Chantasama Day. This is a healing space. It's a space where we come together and we liberate the word. And it may help, in your relationship with that higher energy. Our relationships with people may be a low energy, but we have to bring them to that high energy. So when you talk about when we talk about our brothers and our sisters, and you all are brothers and sisters, you all are part of the of humanity, right? You're part of this humanity, and in that you may have made mistakes. You may have made mistakes. Not any one of you out there. We're not perfect. We may have made mistakes. So to preface the day today, to preface the psalm today, I have to think about what is it that you're unpacking. Okay, remember, we're unpacking our complaints. We're unpacking these things. Hey, oh, I thought he was thinking. We are unpacking these things that do not serve us any good, right? Alexa mentioned a boy less, half her age approached her, requested her, and she thought that was funny. So, how does that make you feel? And does that trigger something good or something bad? Does that make you feel, good about yourself, that somebody younger is looking at you, or whatever the case is? So when we are unpacking the trauma from what has happened, blessed greetings, El Stephen. Good yestermorrow. How are you? Welcome to Chantasama Day. We are prefacing the psalm today with unpacking. We're unpacking drama. We're unpacking the complaints. We're unpacking things. So what are you unpacking today? And, I wanted to start with the word of the day because it's my grandmother's birthday today. So the word today is shine. And I put some oil on, so I'm kind of shining. But I wanted to, in unpacking the trauma, we have to really look at the end result is not really to look at, but that's the outcome we want. We want to be at the, shining forth in this goodness. So in that space, we have to create, this, what is the Psalm 102? We have to create this knowledge within ourselves that whatever comes our way, we're going to be okay, right? Because we have built up, right? We have built up our relationship with the one that is higher than ourselves. We're on this low energy earth, right? And building that relationship with that higher, you can call it the universe, whatever you call that, that's your business. It's nobody's business, right? The entire idea of religiosity has created this divisive you against me and me against you situation. And it's not about that. It's about love and kindness and growing in the faith that what you don't see, is more powerful than what you do see, you know? So in the Psalm today, 102, and in the verse today, Galatians 6:1, brothers and sisters, when someone is caught in some kind of wrongness, right? You are to live by the righteousness because they've been caught in wrongness. So you are going to go into the space of righteousness to restore that individual gently. You're not gonna, we talked about this yesterday with the fault finding faults. It's that person fault, it's this person fault. It's, people take the blame for things that's none of their fault. But they return to those spaces and people put them in those spaces. It's your fault. You did this, So when we look at that, it's about, we should not have this fault finding about each other. We should gently, retaliate in a gentle, kind way, not passive aggressive where you are, being manipulative with your words, but rather you are becoming a kind, respectful, compassionate, merciful, gracious, forgiving person, and putting aside the self, the insecurities, the jealousies, and the envies, and the insecurities, basically, that you ones may have. So Galatians 6:1 is talking about check yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, or because you can be tempted and you can wreck yourself. So you have to check yourself. Pastor Sarah Jakes has a sermon about being quiet in disrespect, being silent in disrespect. When people are disrespectful, you shouldn't retaliate or have anything to, come back at, and it's true because you're going to also be tempted to be rude and drop F-bombs and do what somebody else has done to you in a disrespectful way. So, brothers and sisters, Galatians is telling us that when someone is caught in a wrongness or they're doing something wrong, you're going to, find that righteousness. You're going to live through the righteousness, and that is going to restore that wrongness into righteousness because you're doing it gently. You're being merciful. You're showing mercy, in other words, and and that enables you to check yourself because you're checking yourself in how you deal with someone else that may have been disrespectful. So you're checking yourself and you're becoming strong to not be tempted to err on the side of wrongness when you are trying to live by the righteousness. It can be hard. You can, because you're human. You have that humanness about you, and you can easily be sucked into that place of fight, not flight mode, but fight. People want to fight, they want to, curse you out and all this stuff, right? Instead of what Galatians is talking about. And Galatians is, talking about basically check yourself before you wreck yourself. So, we bring the word into a place where you can get it. Okay? You get it. It's not about this God, that name is higher than that name, and all this division. We don't want all this divisiveness. We want a ability to be free, be free to express our individuality as it relates to our spirituality, as it relates to the definition of that is righteousness, mercy, full, kindness, honor, compassion, grace, and all of what somebody told me, the fruit of the Spirit, right? It's the fruit of righteousness. These are the fruits. You're going to be known by your fruits, okay? One of my colleagues invited me to their home, and I'm gonna, go into their home, but I always bring something, whether it's fruits or it's something. I don't go empty-handed, in other words. And my characteristic and my behavior and how I interact and how I respond and how I respect is all evident of my relationship to something that's higher than myself. So when people say, oh, you're this, and it's not me, it's the higher power that's guiding me. I cannot take credit for it. Like people say, oh, you're so beautiful. It's like, how can I take credit for that? I didn't make myself. My DNA from my mom and my DNA from my dad, that 23 chromosomes, mixed up together and, was formed in my mother's womb by that creator, that higher source that created all life and living, and is that living, entity of righteousness that we serve. So I'm not going to take credit for it. I'm going to take care of this vessel that I was given as a, vehicle on my journey through my lifespan, from infancy to, elderly. People are shocked by my age. Now I tell my age, I'm 55. 5'5". I just saw a report about, what does it say? 3 out of 4 people age 55 and older are getting early dementia. I wonder where that's coming from. Okay, the U.S. ingredients in food may be a contributing factor. But guess what? You can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. Okay? So that's what the story is. So I tell folks, you want to be on my team. You have to come, with a mentality of, I'm going to take care of this queen, right? Because I'm the queen of the team, right? I'm the queen of the team. I'm the queen of the team. And as the queen of the team, I want to be surrounded with healthy options, healthy language, healthy love, healthy financials, okay? Like an example of this healthy, what one of my teams are bringing to me is sending me to get my hair done. I'm going to get my hair braided. So you got to stay tuned for that. I may go live. So subscribe to this channel, like this video, all the stuff that you do on YouTube. Thank you, YouTube, for this platform. But yeah, $200, okay, to get my hair braided. And I'm not putting any extensions or fake hair or anything. I just want them to, braid my hair. I want to experience somebody in my scalp, tying the hair down to the scalp and, having that stay on, for some time and then take it out. Because hair braiding is an African tradition. If we look it up right now, hair braiding, an African tradition, where does that come from? So, there's it's used for centuries to communicate social status, identity, and cultural traditions. So, the braids were used to identify a person's tribe, their age, their marital status, their wealth, their power, and their religion. So the significance of hair braiding was about identity. So in the Psalm today, I don't think I'm going off another topic, but pouring out and unpacking, okay, this is what I'm doing, okay? And my good friend supports that and, said, look, I'm going to help, I'm going to donate $200 to this hair braiding thing. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to donate to support your journey, your, process. And the significance that I found, the origins of braiding in Africa predate written history. So I believe there were certain communication being used in the braids. So braids were used to communicate messages, okay, including escape routes for enslaved people. So what is my braids gonna communicate? You gotta tune in now, y'all. Tune in, like this video, subscribe to this channel so you can get notifications. Now, the history, all this is unpacking, okay? When Psalm 102 is talking about listening, listen to righteousness, letting your cry come to righteousness, and righteousness is not going to hide that face of righteousness from you in the day that you're distressed. Righteousness is going to incline that ear and it's going to answer you speedily. So when I look at this psalm and I look at the unpacking and the traditional hair braiding and what I'm about to do, I'm unpacking everything about me. I identify as a Black woman. And as a Black woman, I used to get my hair braided as a little girl. A lady would braid my hair for me. And I remember sitting between her legs and she would be on the bed. I would be sitting on the floor and she would be braiding my hair in all kinds of different styles. Yes, thank you, Elsu. Thank you so much for that. Yes, we have to be at this higher elevated vibration. And you're gonna know when others are not at that high vibration from their language, the things that they attribute to, you're gonna find out. They're gonna reveal that because when you are at a higher level, like an eagle, or like a hawk, you're able, to kind of see the forest from the trees. So you want to keep elevating in your life always to stay up in those higher vibrations because there's energy seekers that want to pull you down from those heights, okay? They want to pull you down from those heights. It's called stealing your joy. People call it that. They want to steal your joy. So you want to stay and maintain. And I thank Elsu for speaking those and making that comment because the energies to keep your own energy at its highest is going to help you to stay well. So the hair braiding is an energy. It's, I'm embracing that. So there are examples. There are cornrows, braid rice, braid maps. Enslaved people would braid maps leading to freedom into their hair. So today, braids are used to express personality and style, and braids are a powerful symbol of identity and resistance. So, what am I? And we know in the earliest known depiction of braids is a rock painting from the Sahara Desert that dates back to 3500 BCE. The Himba people in what is now Namibia are believed to have started braiding afro hair. So, my type of hair, as you can see, is very thin. And it's not, it's thin. So, we will see what this is going to happen. So, it's happening today. And I want, I don't know if I want Ghana braids, Fulani braids, box braids. Okay, there's many different types of braids. Bantu knots may be a good one for my hair, to do it like that. But I want the braids to be into my scalp. My scalp needs nourishing. I've had dreadlocks and that's what has happened. So anyway, this is what is building that journey for me, and as a queen, having a team to support that. So thanks and shout out to you know who. I love you for that. So in unpacking all of this, we look at the Psalm today, and that, I just read verse 1 and 2, and verse 3 all the way down to 11 is basically talking about our days, are short, our days are blessed, they're fading away. And what are we doing with that? We have to unpack all the garbage and the junk and the trauma, and we have to unpack it. We have to throw it out of us and receive our identities as righteous people. Okay? And so that's what verse 3 and 11, 3 to 11 is talking about in Psalm 102. Verse 12 to 17 is looking at righteousness being this enthroned entity for all time to come and throughout all generations. People are going to err on the side of righteousness. They're going to want to do the right thing. So, and it's going to be a fight because people are sucked up into the wrong thing, according to Galatians, brothers and sisters. When someone is caught in a wrong thing, those of you that live through righteousness and by that grace of goodness should restore that individual gently. Okay? However, you have to check yourself in that process that you don't fall into the same wrongness as that person. That's why it's good to just be alone. I'm like, I'm going to stick alone by myself because I'm not getting into surrounding myself with people I don't know, and people that may not be willing to, do the right thing. Okay, in terms of the way they eat, the way they talk, their language, the way their extracurricular activities, their pastimes, the things that they do, how they live their life, how they live in a home, how they clean their home, how they, bless their home with, sounds of love and goodness, not kill, 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 and fighting, fighting, fighting. You know what I mean? The home is a space of sanctuary. And that is what I want to attain to. So sometimes people are not that way, and there's differences that kind of over power the commonality of the one love, and people have to go their separate ways. So Psalm 102 verses 18 to 22 is looking at this next generation to come and being examples. So, how are you unpacking? How are you processing things? Is people are watching that and seeing that and learning from that how they too can thrive. Okay. I've lost my son. He was 32 years old. I lost my dad. He was 79. So, how do I process that and unpack it, right? The journey of getting African hair braids is part of that unpacking for me. It may not be for you. You might go take a walk in a botanical garden, or you might want to go break some dishes and get the stress out, right? People find ways that work for them. What ways work for you? You have to find that. So in verse 23 to 24, the strength has been broken, the days have been shortened. You see what's happening? And in verse 24, on the 24th of January, it's a plea. The psalmist is pleading like, oh my God, oh my goodness, oh my righteousness. Do not take me away in the midst of the days of my life. That let my years endure throughout all generations. There's a next generation coming. I know someone, they're an aunt. They're a great, great aunt. They're gonna see their nephew's nephew. You know what I mean? It's like really amazing. So the generations, this verse 24 is a plea like, oh, don't take me away in the midst of the days of my life. The years endure throughout all generations. And then verse 25 to 28 speaks of this foundation that's laid, right? And that's why you're unpacking. You're unpacking all the garbage from childhood, all the garbage from past relationships, all the garbage from adult friendships, all the garbage that wasn't good, right? You're unpacking all of that because that is allowing the foundation now to happen, to really be formed. And that foundation has been laid already. All you're doing is now throwing away things that you have collected through your life that's no longer serving you, and that you can move forward with that, that self, that not the self before the righteous, but the righteous before the self, so that you can shift now and change your perspective of who you are and what you are and where you want to be in your life. So verse 26 and 28 ends Psalm 102 beautifully, because it's talking about the things that will perish, but righteousness is going to remain. And these other things are going to wear out like a garment, okay? And people change them as a robe and they pass away, right? People change their women as they change their cars, and every year they get a new car, they get a new woman or whatever, right? But the children of righteousness is going to dwell securely. And the children of righteousness's offspring is going to be established before righteousness. So they're not going to have to be begging and borrowing out there. They're going to be established. They're going to be taken care of, because the children of righteous servants, because of their righteous parents, their parentage, And that's why it's important when you're a parent, you better be careful. That's why Galatians is like, check yourself so that you're not also tempted into wrongness. And then you got children following me. I know from example, okay? I was in the wrongness in my 20s when I had my first child, the one that passed away. And I didn't check myself. And I was tempted and I went the wrong way and ended up, in a not a good situation. So in Psalm 102, the 28 verses really packs in, and it really aligns with Galatians, and it aligns with our word today, shine, that comes from Numbers, is supported by Numbers chapter 6, verse 25. Righteousness righteousness makes that face of righteousness to shine upon all that's in the light to receive it, and is gracious to everyone that's receiving it. So when you are not being treated right, what is happening? Is it your own insecurities? Is it what? Righteousness. You're not receiving it fully. Receive righteousness as a face that's shining upon, and that is gracious. So in receiving that knowledge is unfolding. Thank you so much for liking this video and for tuning in. We are at the end of our psalm, and I am grateful that we can be here for 40 minutes chanting today and every day. And, we will tune in again next time and see what we have on deck. The word today, shine. You shine your divine light. Okay, you have a divine light. So during times of meditation, and I ask that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart, all our hearts, is acceptable to the sight of what is righteous. So during times of meditation, communication to righteousness, or any righteous practice that you may be doing, what's that righteous practice? Cleaning the bathroom, that's a righteous practice. Cleaning the kitchen, cleaning the refrigerator, preparing a healthy meal, those are righteous practices. You may feel as though the loving light of righteousness is shining directly upon you, right? So these wonderful interludes uplift and comfort you, letting you know that you are one with all that righteousness is. Remember, all that righteousness is compassion, mercy, all of that I've mentioned. So in the place of oneness, I feel a glow with the light of righteousness. The divine light shines within. It's within, and it comes out and blesses I with deep feelings of serenity and joy. So the light also shines from I, radiating into the world and all those I meet. So that light that's within you, people can see it. And this happens to me everywhere I go. People are drawn to me in this way. My son is like, oh my gosh, what is who? I could hear you from the other aisle talking to these people. And it's that light. So I share the fruits of righteousness, living in all my encounters, even at the grocery store, right? I am serene and calm and tranquil, even in tense situations, right? I am kind, even when others are not. Okay? Even when others are not, I am kind. This has happened, and some of you who have followed me for some time know that I received a vicious voicemail. I played it on here for everybody to listen to. I did not retaliate and disrespect with the same rude behavior. I erred on the side of kindness, and someone said the difference is because that person is young. It don't matter. Age is a number. You can be 36 years old and still a bitch and rude and disrespectful. You can be 16 and be as mature and respectful and gracious than a 36-year-old. So age is a number. People don't sometimes act that age because of immaturity or childhood trauma that has impacted their decision making and their judgments. So I am centered, right? Even when chaos swirls around me, I am centered. As I encounter the ups and downs of daily life, I shine the light of righteousness. It's like a flashlight, boom, right? I shine that light of righteousness. So this word today, shine, I love it. It's brought to us by Numbers chapter 6, verse 25. Righteousness makes righteousness's face to shine upon I, all of I, and to be gracious upon I. I ask that the face of righteousness shine upon all of you listening today, and that your grace may be elevated to the next level of your relationship with that righteousness, and that you can build your relationships on the earth in a positive way. Thanks so much for joining Chant a Psalm a Day. Oh my gosh, we are out of time, y'all. We are out of time. Oh my goodness, where does the time go like that? It goes so fast. I didn't even get to read the daily word for women. I didn't get to read the daily word for women. Oh my goodness. Where is my daily word for women? Okay, we're up. It's over there on the other side. Okay, hold on, everybody. Rejoice, rejoice. So for today is the 24th, my grandmother's birthday. Happy birthday, Grandma Hulda. I love you. So for today, for my grandmother's birthday, thank you for liking this video. You guys are, I love you all. So for my grandmother's birthday, guess what? This is where I'm reading from. It's a daily prayer for women. Okay, so if you're a woman out there, this is for you. If you're a man and you have a woman, this is for you. Calhoun 56. You're happy. Look at that. You are happy. That's what gay means. It means happy. Yeah, they always sexualize things. It's always a flesh. They want to make flesh, right? They want to, yeah, but it's about happy. So for today, give me patience. Give me patience. I'm getting my hair braided today, so I'm like, give me patience. I need this. So the word today is coming from James 5:7. Be patient, therefore, brothers, until the coming of righteousness. See how the farmer waits for the precious fruit of the earth, being patient about the precious fruit of the earth until the precious fruit of the earth receives the early and the late rains. So just as the farmer is patient, you too need to be patient. I'm going to be patient. I receive it. Say, I receive it. So this is our prayer. This is our communication to righteousness. I don't like to use the word prayer. This is our communication to righteousness. Almighty Most High, I know that the best things in life take time. Nothing is instant. In those moments when I get impatient, remind me to look around and see your bless in the world. Each of your bless takes time to come into its fullness. When I wait faithfully, you will reward me. Amen. Selah. So that is for the 24th of the month. Give me patience. And it says, a new commandment I give to you, that you love one another. Love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also are to love one another. I love that. Through loving one another, all people will know that all those who love one another belong to righteousness and are the disciples of righteousness. When you have love for one another, you belong to that one who's going to protect you, man. So that is beautiful. What is the 25th is going to bring? Let's see. I don't know. Stay tuned. Check me out tomorrow. Again, same time, same channel as we chant the Psalm a day. Have a blessed day. Take good care. Remember, stand in love, don't fall in it.